Hey guys, it's Sarah with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we have a review and install of the Axial LED Halo headlight with daytime running light, amber turn signal, and DV8 headlight adapter with a black housing and clear lens fitting your 2018 and newer Jeep Wrangler JL. These are perfect for the Jeep owner that wants to upgrade the look of their headlight and wants a projector style option that features an LED halo as well as an integrated turn signal right in the headlight. These round 7-inch headlights feature 6,000 Kelvin color temperature halos as well as 5,400 lumen high beam and 3,600 lumen low beam. They include an anti-flicker harness for those LEDs and are DOT and SAE approved, meaning they're legal for on-road use. They're constructed from clear lenses with black housings and feature a white daytime running light halo, which switches to an amber halo when the turn signal is activated. So as far as price goes, these headlights come in at around $300 for the pair, which is on the lower end price-wise when compared to other options. And for your money, you are getting a projector-style headlight with modern black styling and LED accents. And as far as the install goes, I'm giving this one a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. It will require wiring in the halo for the daytime running light as well as the turn signal. All in all, can be done within 1 hour. So with that said, let's check out the install. For this install, you will need some wiring supplies. They are not included with this kit. I suggest getting at least 2 different colors of wire to help with the install. You'll also need some spade connectors and vampire clips or other wiring supplies. You may want some wire stripping and crimping tools, pop clip removal tool, a Phillips head screwdriver or Phillips socket, 8 and 10 millimeter sockets, and an impact gun or ratchet. All right, so the first step in our uninstall with your hood popped, we're gonna remove all of the pop clips that hold on the top of your grill. Using a pop clip removal tool, go ahead and remove each of these pop clips. Repeat that for the rest of the pop clips that hold in the top of the grill. Now that all the pop clips are out of the top of your grill, we're gonna pull it straight back towards you to release the rest of the metal clips. I would start around the headlight area and then pull from the bottom. Now that your grill is removed, we can remove the headlight. Now there's 3 10 millimeter bolts that are holding it in. So grab your 10 millimeter socket and let's get these out. All right, now with all the bolts removed, you can remove your headlight and then tilt it forward, and we have to unplug this connector. All right, so these headlights require running power for the LED bar that's around the headlight. Now there's lots of different ways to do this. As long as you're getting power and ground to this headlight, it will light up. However, I think an easy way to do it is to tap into your daytime running light harness so that whenever your running lights are on, the LED light bar is on. Now to do that, we're gonna peel back the wheel well liner to expose that harness. First thing we're gonna do to remove the wheel well liner, there is a 10 millimeter bolt all the way at the top of your wheel well. We have a 10 millimeter socket. We're gonna get that removed. Maybe a little bit hard to see, but as soon as you pull that bolt out, we can remove the rest of them. The other 2 are at the front of the wheel well. Again, these might be a little bit hard to see, and these are 8 millimeter bolts. So grab your 8 millimeter socket and get these out. Now we're gonna pull out enough pop clips to get your wheel well liner back. Now a trick when dealing with these Christmas tree clips is I like to go between the wheel well liner and get it from the back side. That way the clip does not get messed up, or less chance of it getting messed up. Now we'll just go along this ledge and remove any other ones that are still in there. So we can pull back our liner. All right, so now that we can see the wires that we have to tap into, just to get you a little bit more room, what we're gonna do is twist this connector out. You'll see the bulb on the other end. Just be careful not to touch that. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna tap into both of these power wires. One is for the turn signal and the other one just illuminates the running light. Now you will see these wires kind of already have taps into them where someone has already used a vampire clip. We're just gonna reuse some vampire clips on these. Now this isn't the best way to wire stuff in. It will get the job done. If you want the most effective way, I'd say soldering is your best bet, but this will definitely get your headlights illuminated. So we're going with our vampire clips over top of the spots in the wiring that's already been used. Now yours, you'll just be going over a plain piece of wire. So just line it up and clip it in place. Make sure you're getting a really good connection on these. Next up, we have two pieces of wire here. We're using yellow and red just because that's what we have lying around here. It's gonna go to a red and a green wire. Again, they're both power, so I would just use a colored wire rather than black if you have that available. Now what we're gonna do, we have a length of wire. I suggest measuring this out, making sure you can get to the spot you're going for. Once you have that, just gonna strip both of these. And we'll be installing one at a time the female connector here that goes to our vampire clip. Now I'm just twisting this wire to make sure it's a nice, clean connection. Make sure it goes through this connector. And the wire lines up to this area in the center here that we're gonna crimp. Go ahead, line that up, and crimp it down. All right, now I like to just double check that we have a nice strong connection here by just tugging on that piece, and I believe that we do. So we'll move on to our yellow wire. Same thing here, we're just twisting this to make sure all of our wires are neat and tidy so they can go into this connector properly. And again, we'll just be checking to make sure our wires are in this area and crimping it down. Double check that you have a good connection on here. And they'll move on to the other ends. Now on the other ends of this wire, we're gonna strip these as well. And we will install a male connector, male spade connector, so that we can connect these to the headlights. Same thing, we're lining up our male spade connector over top of our wire, making sure our wire lines up right to that center section there, and then we are crimping it down. Double check that you have a good connection just by tugging on this, and we'll move on to the yellow. So again, twisting it, lining it up with our connector, crimping it down, and double checking our connection. Now it's time to connect these. We're starting with our yellow wire here, and this is gonna go to the green and white wire. Green wire, white stripe. Now for some reason your wires are not this color, if you're not sure where to go, you can use a test light and just turn on your running light, test which one has power, turn on your blinker, test which one has power. That way you know which to run to which. Make sure you have a nice, good connection with your vampire clip. Next up is the brown and white wire. This one is going to go to the red wire. And now we can plug this back into the back of our housing, line it up and twist it in place. Then what we're gonna do is run both of these wires behind the wheel well liner and into the headlight area. Now we can put our wheel well liner back in place. We're gonna line it up with the outside edge of this fender. And once that is in place, we're gonna reinstall the 10mm bolt right in the top of the wheel well liner. Using your 10mm socket, tighten it down. Now install the two 8mm bolts right at the front of the wheel well liner. And with your 8mm socket, tighten them down. And finally, reinstall the factory pop clips. Into the wheel well liner. Now we have our bracket here and we have to do a little bit of prep to this before we can install the headlight. What we're gonna do is remove the Phillips head screws around the edge. There's 3 of them. Pull off this retaining clip, set it to the side, and now we can install the headlight. Now these are not side specific. There are tabs around the outside that will help you line it up into these tabs here, but the bracket itself is side specific, so make sure you are working on the proper area. Line up the headlight and the tabs in the bracket. I'm going to line up this clip for the outside and reinstall your Phillips head screws. Then with a Phillips head bit or a Phillips head screwdriver, go ahead and tighten these down. Now we can get it installed on the Jeep. All right, now at this point, we're gonna start plugging everything in. The first thing we're gonna do is this wiring harness that we have included. This is the one with the factory style connector up top here. So that's where we're gonna start. Plug it in to the factory wiring harness. And then moving on to the next one, this is the wiring harness with the ballast built in. We're gonna line up those connectors with each other. And finally, we have the headlight. We're gonna start by connecting this large wiring harness here. Line up each of the tabs, same as the last one, and click it in place. And then we're gonna hook up both of these power wires. Now this will be your turn signal and your running light for the LED. Now we tried to make this as easy as possible because we have a red wire here, and I'm gonna plug this into the red wire on your headlight. And the yellow one is gonna go ahead and go to green. And now we can start to bolt up the headlight. You may wanna throw a few zip ties here on all of your wiring. And once everything is in place, we can line up the headlight. Now there are 2 posts on the inside here. Those will help you get it lined in place. So slide it over those 2 posts. Now grab the factory bolts and we're going to tighten them down. then repeat that for the rest of the mounting points, attaching your factory bolts and with your 10mm socket, tightening them down. All right, so now that we have our factory headlight uninstalled from our truck, we can check it out side by side with our new headlight here. Now, as you can see, these two are completely different from one another. The factory is a large plastic reflector style, and right here we have a projector style lens in a metal housing with a metal bracket. Now, this projector style lens gets you a brighter and more focused beam of light when compared to the reflector of the factory. Now, in addition, you do get a few other features with this headlight. This LED ring is a daytime running light, and it's also a turn signal, which is not built into your factory headlight. So, with that said, go ahead and repeat all of those steps on your passenger side to install the other headlight. All right, so now that both headlights are installed, we can reinstall the grille. What we're gonna do is line up all the tabs on the bottom and the holes up top, press into place. And with the grille in place, we can now reinstall all of the pop clips at the top. Repeat that with the rest of your pop clips. All right, so that is gonna do it for the review and install of these headlights. And remember, for all things JL, keep it at extremeterrain.com.